Right, my name is Kennedy Okoro. In this class, I'm going to show you how to extract macroeconomic data from World Development Bank. Because in extracting data from World Development Bank, has to provide some certain procedure and some certain techniques on how to extract data from World Development Bank. In this class, I'm going to show you the procedure and techniques on how to go about it. Firstly, you need to determine the data you want to need because there are different macroeconomic data, but you need to analyze the data you want to need. Either you are making use of inflation, unemployment, foreign direct investment, exchange rate, and any other macroeconomic data, and also access the World Development Bank data. That is what I'm going to show you. The URL to click and to access the World Development Bank indicators, and also choose your data format. What data format are you using? Is it Excel? Do you have Excel on your laptop? Do you have are you making use of is CSV? Are you making use of XML? Which data formats are you using? I'm going to explain the data format and the analysis on how to work on those data formats, and also analyzing your data and cleaning your data. That means fixing formatting errors and recognizing data that make it easier for you to analyze, interpreting your results. After analyzing your data, you will need to interpret your result and draw conclusion based on your findings, interpretation, and recommendations. And for this class, I'm going to show you the data, the course of the data, and we are analyzing for this class. And I'm going to show you step-by-step process on how to analyze these data from World Development Bank. In the course of this class, we are working on GDP as a dependent variable and it's a function of current account balance, gross capital formation, and foreign direct investments as the independent variable. So we are going to the World Development Bank now to see how we can analyze this data using step-by-step process. All right, this is the World Development Bank indicator database, and these are where you can able to analyze a series of data from your database, your countries, and your series of variables indicators and your time frame which you're working on. All right, let's see now. In our database, we can find out that we are making use of World Development Bank indicators as our database, and this is the World Development Bank indicators. Here you can see on the screen. And the next we are working on is our country. Which country are you working on? Is it Brazil? Is it US? Is it Nigeria? For instance, for this course of this class, we are working on Nigeria. As you can see, I'm going to click on Nigeria as the country you are working on for today. All right, so Nigeria. All right, you can see that I've clicked on it. So the next one now we are working on is a series. The series has to do with your various indicators, your variables we are working on. All right, in the course of our class, note that we are working on the variables on current accounts, gross capital formation, and foreign direct investment. All right, let's check now to our current accounts. As you can see, there are different series of current accounts depending on what you are looking for, depending on your research survey, depending on what the data you are examining. As you can see, we have different kind of current account. Example, the current account balance percentage of GDP, the current account balance on BOP, and current of US balance data, and also different data indicators that you can able to extract on current accounts, such as current expenditure, current expenditure per capita. And for this class, we are working on the current account balance percentage on GDP. All right, so the next data now we are working on is our gross capital formation. Gross capital formation. All right, we can see that when the G here, the search engine G, you can able to look for gross capital information. You scroll down and you can see your gross capital formation here. All right, this is our gross capital formation. As you can see as well, we have different gross capital formation variables indicator, but for the essence of this class, we are working on the gross capital formation percentage on GDP. And also, what is our next series? Our next series we are working on is our foreign direct investment. And also, going to the database, you look for the foreign direct investment on F indicators. There is no challenge on this aspect. You can see that this is a foreign direct investment. We have different foreign direct investments, the GDP percentage, the investment on the net flow, depending on your research survey, depending on what you are looking for, and that you can able to analyze based on the survey you are working on. For this class, I'm going to work on the foreign direct investment net inflow, because it has to do with to encourage businesses in the country. That means to encourage localization of industries in the country, because if there is increase in businesses and localization in the industry, therefore it will attract foreigners to invest in that particular country. It also is a significant impact and increase in the GDP over time. So here we click on the foreign direct investment of net inflow percentage on GDP. All right, we are done with our data series. Now we can now move to our time frame. The time frame has to do with the source of data you are working on. As you can see, the last aspect of this database is the time frame. The time frame has to do with the source of the data. Are you working on 10 years time frame, 20 years, 25 years, depending on the current analysis you are working on this course of this class? I'm going to be working on 20 years. Then if I click 25 years, depending on the year I want to work on, I'm going to work on 21 years for this class. I'm going to work on from 2000 to 2021. Then I'm going to untick 1997, 1998, and 1999. All right, you can see now that my time frame observation for this class is about 22 years. Okay, and for now, as you can see that you've analyzed the time frame. You can see that the country is tick, the series is tick, and as well as your time frame. So what next to do now is to apply changes to able to analyze the data on the World Development Bank indicators. As you can see, I can take now to apply change. As you can see, it's processing in analyzing the data. Wow, you can see that the current account balance for GDP percentage, the cost capital formation for GDP percentage, and the foreign direct investment net flow percentage of GDP. You can see this is so very easy to analyze. As you can see, these are the data analyzed. The next thing you need to do is to save your data for further inquiries. So there are different ways in saving your data. Come to this button, download option. When you download the option, choose the format you are working on, either Excel or CSV or tab text. Which of the format are you working on? In the course of this class, in our next video, I'm going to be teaching you how to transpose and how to redirect your Excel formatting of data before computing it in your eView or XPSS, R statistics, or starters. For this class, I'm going to make use of eView. As you can see, it's going to download automatically. It download now. For this class, you can see that the data has downloaded for the cost of our variables of current account, gross capital formation, and foreign direct investments. Wow. So thank you so much. As you can see, we've analyzed our three variables data for this class, and in our next video I'm going to be showing you how we can able to analyze this data in transporting from eView to transporting from Excel to your eView data. Thank you so much for this class.